With every match, a warrior is born. Step inside the ring. This is the Whip Podcast with your host, devastating Daryl Pace and Deshaun Whipdog Whipple.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders Podcast, aka The Whip Show. You know what it is. I am Deshaun Whipdog Whipple. And now my partner ain't here. I'm about to fire his ass because I'm tired of doing the show with myself, but I'm here anyway. You know what I'm saying? But first off, guys, thank you for everybody that has been supporting the podcast. We've been doing this for 4 seasons, man. If you haven't already, go back and watch some of the other episodes. You know who we had on here. We've had Gilbert. We've had Vince Russo, John Cena Sr., Supermax Hernandez. Go back and check it out. Follow it on YouTube, platform, all the podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, shit. Find a Fred Flintstone phone. You can find us. Just put in the Whip Show Podcast. You'll find us, man. But I know I'm always coming in here with all this energy. But as y'all see, I got the NWO shirt on. And as of this recording, we heard already that Scott Hall, former outsider, former bad guy, Ray's Ramon, had an issue with blood clotting from his hip replacement. Right now, at this moment, I believe he was on life support or he's been taken off, but he's still pushing. All I'm going to say is this, man. I want everybody out there in podcast world, whether you're listening to this on a podcast or watching a video, make sure you throw up a too sweet, man, because you know what it is. Whether you're a believer or not, man, trust me, it's going to be always for life, man. Scott, we love you, man, and we're going to keep on praying for you. But with that being said, it's time to bring on our guest today. Now, let me tell you something about this young man right here. This man, well, one of my favorite songs, even though she got pregnant by A$AP Rocky, is Diamonds Are Forever. And this man right here is the Black Diamond. This man has been doing this thing right here on the Michigan scene and really all over. And he's actually just won the 2022 Impact Wrestling Gut Check Challenge at the Arnold Classic. I want to give it up right now for Black Diamond, Jack Price. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, man? Thanks for having me on the show, man.
I'm goody, fam. I'm goody, man. How you feeling? First and foremost, how are you feeling, dog?
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling I don't know how to feel, to be honest. I feel good though. I'm anxious. I'm scared at the same time, you know, but I'm ready though.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I'm gonna tell you though, I'm a little upset with you, homeboy, because this past weekend I was out there in Metro Pro Wrestling. You know what I'm saying? My boys, the Cole Brothers, got me to come out of retirement, and I'm expecting to see you there. You was down at LPW with Tim Horner Jr., man.
LP, I knew that was you on the video clip. I was like, that gotta be Whipped already. Throwing the karate kick.
Cobra Kai, salute to my guy LJ Lawrence, but he got me to come out of retirement, man.
That's so dope, man. Yeah, LPW was a last minute thing. Tim Horner called me up, said, can I replace a guy that canceled? I said, most definitely. Tim Horner's a good guy, so I went out there, did my thing.
Salute, yeah, man. And shout out to my boy Tim Horner Jr. We go way back. He got some dope stuff going on in Fremont, Ohio. So, guys, make sure you check out live pro wrestling out there in the Ohio area as well. But, Jack, man, like I said, this is crazy, dog. But before we get into the gut check challenge, man, I got to ask you. Just like the rest of us, man, what was the first grab for pro wrestling for you? What made you like, dog, this is it. I got to do this, bro.
Oh man, it was my granddad. He put in a VHS tape. You know, when I was growing up, we used to go to Blockbuster and rent out the WrestleManias or whatever pay-per-view was out. And my first match I seen was Ultimate Warrior versus Hogan, and I was hooked. I didn't know what the heck was going on, but I was like, what is this? Like. I was hooked after that.
Real quick, I'm going to test your wrestling trivia. What WrestleMania was that?
7. Oh, I might be wrong. Hold on. I know it had a V in it. I'm thinking of the number room. I gotta be. Is it a 6 or 7? I'm going with that.
I'm gonna give it to you. It was 6, man. I'm gonna give it to you, man.
All right.
Hey, fans, don't hold that against him. He was close. You know what I'm saying? You get a plus or minus one or the other way, man.
Yeah, but I knew I had a, the letter V and a I. I knew I had that, but I didn't know if it was two of them. The VII or the VI. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man. Now, that's dope about your granddad got you into it. But you just talked about Hogan versus Warrior. And, one thing about wrestling back in the late 80s, early 90s, it was a lot of nothing but big old dudes. You know what I'm saying? I was a huge Hogan fan. I was a huge Warrior fan. Growing up, did you think you were going to be a bigger guy like that? Or you just was drawn in by the larger-than-life size of them?
I was drawn in. But my favorite wrestler is Arn Anderson. So it's still the same timeline. You know what I'm saying? So it was but I was drawn in with that. And then in my era growing up, so it was The Rock. Like I was in the Attitude area, and when The Rock came, I was like, oh, I was in school all the time. No, you're wrong. Shut your mouth. All that.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
My favorite wrestler is Arn Anderson because he's so underrated and so smooth in the ring. You know what I'm saying? He's not a big talker, but he can talk and he can back whatever up. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, I wouldn't say a lot of people pushed him to the side, but he was kind of in the shadows in a sense because of Ric Flair. Ric Flair was big, and but that's a good shadow to be behind. But people was sleeping on Arn, man. That's my guy.
And that's what's up, man. And I watched a lot of your matches, man. And I'm going to tell you, I've noticed your technical prowess that you get from guys like Arn Anderson. What are some of your other influences besides the Enforcer?
I was a big Rey Mysterio fan. Like when the WCW Rey Mysterio, when he had the question marks all over him. And that was my guy, man. I was like, how can I do that? So Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. That's my man. Ray and Eddie, those guys really influenced me with wrestling. And then The Rock, he influenced me with like talking, but I don't my mic skill is not like The Rock. I don't do that, but I'm goofy and I can entertain a little bit. But Rey Mysterio and Eddie though, those are my guys.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Now, with that being said, I gotta ask you. You're going to try to find a wrestling school. Now, back in my day, back in the olden days, like with them old-ass Cole brothers, yeah, I'm talking about y'all Coles. The way I found a wrestling school was there used to be a magazine called Pro Wrestling Illustrated. In the back of it, they had this book you could order that said the inside secrets of how to get into the world of pro wrestling. I ordered the book. My mama was like, man, I know you ain't about to get into wrestling. You know what I'm saying? But because it came to her crib. I opened it up, found out about wrestling schools, and I found a school that actually was in the Michigan area. Rest in peace, Doug Chevalier. But with that being said, man, how did you even find out about wrestling school? And when you told your people, I want to be a professional wrestler. Look, I'm from the hood, baby, so I know how it is. What did that say to you, dog?
Oh, man. So it's crazy how I found it. Like I always wanted to be a wrestler. I just didn't know how to do it, like how to get into it, and one day I went into this bar, it's called Terry's Lounge in Flint, Michigan. And it was a promotion in there called the Michigan Wrestling Organization, and they was running the show in there. And I'm like, what the hell? There's some wrestling in a bar, So I'm already intrigued. I'm intrigued now.
You didn't know it was going to be a show there. You were just going there to have the drink.
I was just going in. Correct.
Oh, okay.
I was just going in there. Then I'm like, is this goddamn wrestling? So I sat there and I watched, now since being in there, that I'm a wrestler now, and then looking back, you had your bad wrestlers and you had some good wrestlers. Now I can tell. Back then I was like, man, this shit dope, all that type. But anyway, so I figured out I'm like, how do I get in this, and talked to the owner, Jason Klaus. He the one that gave me my first start. He gave me my first start, of this business. I always have mad love for him, a lot of people give him slack because they say people not trained, whatever. But I don't care about that. I'm gonna still represent him because he gave me my first shot. You know what I'm saying? Like if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be in this position now. In a sense, you know. So but through MWO, I met, you might know him, Levi Blue. You know Levi Blue?
Yes, my
yeah.
God.
All right, that's my trainer. So
Okay.
I met Levi through there, and you know, he trained me at the shows, and then he trained me at his house on his goddamn like a mat, and that shit hurt, bro. But you know, he gave me the ins and outs and all that, and I stayed with MWO for like, I left there in 2015. I left in 2015. I tried out the Indies, and after that, it was on and popping. So when I told my family knew I wanted to be a wrestler. They knew it, but once I found it, they was like, "Man, get the hell out of here!" You know, like,
right. Trust me, I know, dog.
I'm like, I'm dead ass, you know. And like I told my dad, and my dad, he made fun of it. Like he was cracking jokes, and I got pissed, and I clapped back at him, and he like, you know, he apologized, like, "Dang, son, I didn't know it was that serious to you." You know, I'm like, "Yeah, man, this is what I want to do." You know, and but now my dad is my biggest fan.
That's what's up.
We never had a problem after that time, you know. So so when I told at the time, my girlfriend at the time, she was all like, "Man, you know, this bullshit," you know. So and then my oldest daughter's mom, same way. Like, you know how that is. You ain't gonna never be nothing. This ain't nothing. You go always, you know, blah blah blah, all that bull crap. But my current wife, my wife now, that woman, that's my biggest supporter. She's been with me from day one, like once since we met. And before we met, I told her, so I met her like 2014, 2015. But anyways, I said, "Look, I'm about to really do this." I'm like, I'm trying to get signed. I'm about to really do this. There's gonna be times we ain't gonna see each other. It's gonna be times I'm gonna miss this, I'm gonna miss that. And it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be some hard times. And she like, "I never want you to choose between," like, it sounds messed up, but she was like, "I never want you to choose between me or wrestling, because I know you love wrestling. And I want you to, you know, pursue that. I want you to have that, because I don't want to take that from you." And I was like, "Damn, that was the realest shit, you know, ever heard," or whatever. So you know, shit happens, and now I'm in a position now, and she was the first one I told, and we both just boo-hooing, crying, like,
Man, hey, everybody listening in, y'all hear this inspiration right here, man? That's love right there, man. So if you got a woman like that in your life, put a ring on it. Stop playing, fellas. Put a ring on it. You heard?
Yeah. That's my babe, real, man.
That's what's up. Well, with that, I want to ask you this then. Do you remember your first actual match? And how did you feel when you had your very first match, man?
I do remember my first match, and I was just, he congratulated me over the weekend, and I was like, "Man, you was my first match, you know." You might know him. Jason Platinum. Big Platt.
Big J Platt, yes.
Yeah.
My God, that's what's up, man. Shout out to Jay Plaster, man.
Yeah, that was my guy. That's my guy still, but that was my first match. And I was nervous as shit. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was like, I look back at it, I'm like, why the hell did they let me in the ring? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell is going on? But he took care of me. He didn't hurt me. It was fun. That's my guy though.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Now, I want to get into the gut check thing, but before we do that, I want to set the stage for the fans. So, Impact Wrestling gut check, man, how long have they been doing that now?
So they've been doing it for a while, since like 2015.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a while, man. And I guess I didn't even realize, because I know WWE used to have a play at the Arnold, so I guess Impact has got that spot now, because WWE NXT used to be there, man. But now the Impact is there. They had my guy, Johnny Bravo. We've actually had him on the show. I've known Johnny since day one, you know what I'm saying? And they had Lance Storm there, man. But you put a nice word out there about Johnny Bravo, man. Before we talk about the actual experience, tell me about your connection with that man.
Johnny Bravo is man, I owe a lot to Johnny as far as like him building my confidence and helping me as a wrestler, helping guide me and all that. That's a guy that listen. Like if you talk to Johnny, he'll sound like a dick. Like he'll rub off like I swear to God, like a dick, and then it have you thinking like, hey man, do he like me? Like what's going on? But he got that old school mentality and it's tough love. And then if he don't talk shit about you, that means he don't like you. Yep. That's all that is, and you gotta accept it. And then so when he talked, I used to have some hair or whatever, and when he was like, "Hey Jack, man, when you gonna cut that bullshit off?" But like he was serious, but he was right. That mean he want me to look good for TV because he always just said, "You never know when you're gonna hit TV. Do something with the hair." I used to have a fro and all that. He like, "You need to do something." Then every time I have it done, and then he'd be like, Jack, I love your hair. Throw little comments and stuff. But
for sure,
Bravo, he's a guy. He's not gonna kiss your ass. He's not gonna sugarcoat nothing. And like I did a challenge like 4 or 5 years ago, at the Can-Am school, and I was terrified. I did not supposed to be there. I was intimidated. I didn't know what to do. I'm just like, oh hell no, but Johnny, he took a picture that day, whatever. So after that day, he told me like, hey Jack, work on what you need to work on. From what the judges told you, train, transform your body, all that type stuff. So through the years, I was doing that and not knowing that Johnny was watching me though. Like I didn't know that. It ain't like I'm talking about. He can be in the back, like I came in the back locker room before. Like he wasn't there before I came out. When I come back and he right there. Good match, Jack. Where the hell you come from? What I'm saying? But he watch what you post. He watch what you post.
Yes, he does.
He's just watching you. You know what I'm saying? But you not knowing. And but I owe a lot to him, man. His word is Bible. Like he tell you the real. He gonna tell you the real. And like he don't care who around. He'll tell you straight to your face, like, hey. You be like, God damn. But it's just tough love, man. That's what a lot of these wrestlers now need.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to they're my boys and stuff, but there's a lot of soft people, man. They can't take criticism. And like people say something like, hey, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, yeah. And then, man, he don't know what he's talking about. Man, y'all better listen, bro. Like my main thing getting in was listen. Yep. It don't matter who talk, just listen, bro. You never know what you gonna get out of it. You know what I'm saying? And just listen though. And then once you listen, so say you gave me some advice and you was like, hey, you need to do this arm drag like this, bam, bam, and blah, blah, whatever. So next time you see me do that arm drag like how you said it. Now you respect me because you're like, oh, he's paying attention and he's listening and he's willing to take my advice. So that's why I be trying to tell these young ones coming up. I'm like, bro, it don't matter if this dude just listen, bro. That's all you gotta just listen.
That part.
But
many years ago, I went down to Florida Championship back when Dr. Tom Pritchard was one of the guys running it, man. And he said we were there for the 3-day tryout, and that's what he was telling people. People can make mistakes. But what he was looking for is if we're there 3 days and you can't adjust to the mistakes because you was like, man, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want nothing to do. He couldn't work with you. And so you're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right, man. And by the way, Johnny, I love you as well, but he's damn sure right, man, because it took me 15 years. I didn't know you knew my name, dog. We knew each other for 20 years. Yeah, I'm talking to you still. Bravo. Straight up, man. I didn't even know. I'm like, man, what's up with dog? I'm like, I'm going to tell you a funny story. When he was on our show, I thought he was Canadian all these years. I didn't even know he lived over here. Because I always saw him in Border City with the board. I'm like, wait a minute. I had to edit the video, restart it. I didn't even know all them years. Straight up, man. But speaking of that, I want to go into the process of when you signed up for Gut Check. Because I did some research. I know some things that I saw on your page, but I'm gonna let you tell the people. So tell me from the moment that you decided, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do gut check until that day, how it worked. So let's go there first.
So somebody sent it to me. I think it was Isaiah Bronner. He sent we in a group chat, whatever, and he put it in the group chat. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, and then it was like, you got to pay $150. And that didn't bother me though. It was just I was just reminiscing about what happened 4 or 5 years ago when I was at Can-Am, and I'm like, man, I don't know who's gonna show up, and I don't know. So I didn't tell my wife because I ain't want her to. Of course, she gonna say you should do it, But I'm just like, I don't know. So I hit up Jason Hotch. I hit him up, and I'm like, hey, bro, that's my guy. And I'm like, hey, man, you doing this? And he was like, are you? I'm like, oh, no, yeah, I'm still thinking about it. I'll know at the end of the week. He's like, man, if you do it, I'll do it. So that's what made me do it when he said that. So I'm like, I'm going to sign up just to see if he going to sign up, So once I signed up, I said, I signed up. Then he was like, I signed up too. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I felt comfortable knowing, going in there with him. And but the day of, I was frustrated, man. Like I had a show, so it was on a Sunday. I had a show that Saturday in Kalkaska, and then I got home like 2:30 Sunday morning. I got an hour of sleep, had to get back up to get on the road to drive 4 hours to Columbus. So I'm already mad because, no sleep, and I'm like, God damn, man. I'm like, this. Then I'm gonna be mad if I get in here. And then I was just thinking everything. So I get up there, $20 to park. That's the cheapest. And I'm like, God damn, man, like they ain't tell us this. What's this? Can we add this with the 150 we just paid? But I do that, and then it's just so packed. This is my first time ever to an Arnold Classic type scenario. So I didn't know what to expect, but it's so packed. It's just people everywhere. Then I get to the front door, and I'm like, God damn, like what is going? It's so big, And then, so I'm walking, and I talk to a clerk lady. I'm like, hey, how do you get to this area? She's like, oh, you just go down here and turn left, and you're there. So I'm thinking it's like right there. I go down, turn left. It's another long ass highway. I'm like, like what's going on? So. I get there. I'm still getting frustrated. I'm like, man, something telling me to turn around. And I'm like, man, just go, And I get to the door, and then when I got to the door, I was relieved because now I seen because it was 90 people there that tried out whatever.
Wow.
But most of them 90 people I knew, so I was cool. So it's like, all right, I'm comfortable now. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I got comfortable in that situation.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And yes, that Arnold thing is huge, dog. It got to be over 100,000 people come to that. I went a couple of years ago just to go check it out, man. And whoa, I never seen that many people in one space, man. But
yeah.
Salute to Arnold for that, man, for real. He taking care of them people out there. Columbus make a lot of money off that boy, man.
Yeah, ain't lying, man.
So now we're there. If you found the spacing, you see people you can decompress a little bit. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't want to tell everything for people that's going to take it next year or whatever, but I do want to say, what's the next steps? Do you just go grab somebody to wrestle? Do they get all the guys in the ring and you go through, tackle, drop down, hip toss? Let's go from there. Who do you see first? And then let's go from there.
The first person I seen was Ace Evans from the Nomads.
Yes.
It was he was in line, and that was the first person I seen. So I'm like, oh, sweet. And then I seen Jason, Sam Bill, Kenny Urban, some other guys like I don't know personally, but I know them in the wrestling world, like on Facebook and all that. Like I was like, I finally see you, Good to see you, stuff like that. And but with the start, like I said, it was 90 people. So he was like, we're not doing Lance Storm. We're not doing drills. because there's too many people and we're gonna be here all day. And I'm like, yeah, you ain't lying. You know? So when we first started, so it's next year, it might not be the same like of what we did this year. But so he broke us up in 3 groups, A, B, and C. And it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, you get to pick what group. It was like you go here, you go here, you go, you know, he was just separating everybody. And so the first drill was an in and out drill. So it's like one person is on the ground, and then the person that's on the outside got to slide in and break up the pin, and then go over to Lance and Bravo and say your name, and then come back over to the guy. You pick him up, throw him in the turnbuckle, bam, whip him to the turnbuckle. When you go to the turnbuckle, he gives you an elbow, you feed out, he hit the ropes, give you a shoulder tackle, then you drop down and give him like an elbow or whatever, and then you body slam him and give him a leg drop or whatever. But it sounds simple. Like when he said it, he was like, "Oh man, I can do this. This ain't no problem." Soon as you get in the ring, you be like, "God damn, like what I'm supposed to do?" You know, but it was cool though. So in that sequence, you can get behind somebody who you know. If you know, so they said that they were like, if you're comfortable around somebody, get in line by them. So I got behind Isaiah Bronner, so I was good. I was like, all right, I'm good. And then after that, they broke you off in pairs. So this time you can't pick; they just pick a person for you, and you got to set up a 5-minute match. So that sounds so easy, but the thing they don't tell you, I figured it out because I'm like, they judging on if you go over 5 minutes, how you set up this 5-minute match, because they gave you the basics of wrestle like a fire, cut off, hot comeback, falsy, finish. That's the setup they gave you, whatever. So I'm like, man, they judging on all that. I already know, man. And I'm like, so me and this guy, Lockhart, we had it go at it. And I'm like, hey, we need to rush these other matches because I'm not trying to do everybody gonna do the same thing, man. I'm like, everybody gonna do the same exact thing. And that's what they was in there doing. Boom. You know, wrestling, you know, the chain wrestling and all that. So but Lockhart and I, and then so we called a sharpshooter. We called a sharpshooter before the match before us did a sharpshooter. So we called a sharpshooter trying to get Lance Storm, you know, because he used to do sharpshooter or whatever. So the match before us did a sharpshooter. So I was like, hey bro, we can't do the sharpshooter. They just did it. And then he's like, oh man. So he still wanted to do it. And we like, nah. So what we did was a sharpshooter. And once he flipped, I rolled back over and I kicked him off. So nice. We still did it, but you know, I got him off me. But we still did the same thing as other people, but we switched it. Like it looked different, but it's the same thing, you know. But so after the match, whatever, we got a standing ovation. It was weird, bro. Like we got a standing ovation from Johnny Bravo and Lance Storm and everybody that was in there. And I'm like, what the hell going on? So in the match, you know, I'm wrestling, so I don't see how it looks from the outside looking in. So I don't know how it looks, but they was like, man, that was the best match of the night. And I'm like, God damn, you know, I'm just in here, I'm just wrestling, you know.
Now, have you ever met Lockhart before?
No.
Or been in the ring with him or anything? Okay.
Never. That was my first time.
Now, young wrestling fans, listen to this. Wrestlers, listen to this. He actually gave y'all another gem. Watch the matches before you. Don't do the same thing, even on regular shows. You know what I'm talking about, dog. We be so locked in on doing what we gonna do. We don't see that the guy that did 3 dives in the last 3 matches before you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he just gave y'all another gem right quick. So you had a match in front of all these guys. You got a standing ovation. I know you're feeling good now. Take us into the space. Is this where they finally say, okay, we're going to make our decision, or do you guys have another drill or something to do?
Nope. So it's decision time. So it's final six. They made the final six now. After all the groups had their matches, whatever, final six. I was the first name called. Bam! I'm like, God damn it! You know, like that is good, but it's not good because now everybody watching me type. You know what I'm saying? Like, man. So he got the final six. I can't think of the sixth person, but it was me, Jason. Oh my God. I suck at names though. Me, Jason, the Lockhart guy who I wrestled, a female, and Crash. Is it Crash Jackson? I think that's his name. But it was us six. So it was the final six. Then we had to cut a promo of why you deserve the contract. So everybody well, before I say this, so back in the beginning when you had to break up the pen and say your name, so hey, it's funny now, but it was funny then too. I was laughing. But they'd break up the pen, boom, and then they'd be like, whatever the wrestler name is, they'd be in their little wrestler character. I am the Garrett, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, why are they doing that? You know, and then Lance came over like, hey guys. You don't gotta yell and everything. All you gotta do is just say your name. You know, just say, hi, I'm such and such, and blah. That's it. So when I got in there, you know, I broke it up, and then I'm like, I'm the Black Diamond. He was like, oh, I can remember that. And then I'm like, sweet. And then that was it. So it's like, well, anyway, so final six had to cut a promo. Eric, they still in a wrestling voice. They still doing a promo. So I was like, I'm not cutting I'm cutting a promo, but I'm not doing it in my wrestling voice. I'm gonna just talk real life, like why I'm really here, you know. And you know, I said I talked about 5 years ago when I was intimidated and I didn't belong there. I talked about that. Then I said from then and now, you know, I had a little girl. She's 3 years old now, and then I got a 3-month-old. And I'm like, now it's not just my dream, it's their dream for me to see, you know, to fulfill my dream, you know, never give up type stuff. So that's the route I went. And I was like, hey, if it work, it work. If it doesn't, it don't. So now he got to get the final two. And then the final two was Jason and I. And so now I'm like, God damn it. You know, now now it's getting to me. Like final six that got to me. I was like, hey man, I'm cool with final six, but I did not think final two. And I'm not bullshitting. I didn't think I was gonna make final two. I was like, man. So final two come, and it was no promo. It was just straight, just the final two, and we about to go over here for a brief little talk for 5 minutes and decide who the winner is. So Jason and I talking like, hey man, if I lose, I'm glad that it's to you. You know, I'd rather it be to you. And I'm like, and we saying the same thing. And Lance come in the ring, and I'm just scared. I'm putting my shirt over my head. I'm like, you know. And Lance was like, hey, Jack, you and Lockhart had the best match. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I'm good. I think I got it. And then he was like, but this is an individual performance. So Jason Hotch is who I'm going with. And like, so many emotions went through me so fast because I was mad. But I was happy that my guy won, but I was mad. And then I'm like, man, don't act like that. Like, go embrace him and, you know, tell him congratulations. So I go over there, you know, I'm hugging him, talking to him, blah, 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 blah. And then as I'm doing that, they pulling out the second contract, but I didn't see that. I can hear people talking, but I'm thinking they just, you know, because Jason won. So when I got up to get out, he like, man, where you going? You getting one too. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You know, I'm like, hell no. You know? But that's how that went, man. There was so many emotions, man.
I was about to say, because it's almost, you know, obviously this is like a new beginning to your journey, but it still had to feel like a dream fulfilled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It had to, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Man. So with that being said, you put your name on a dotted line. When you call your wife, you say both of y'all in tears and everything, right?
Uh-huh.
Now I got to go back to the original thing because you said when you got into it with your pops. How did you break it to your pops that you just got this contract? Did you just take a picture and say, "I tried to tell you"? Oh, how did you play your pops, man?
My pops, so I called my wife was first. She was at Meijer grocery shopping. She crying in the middle of Meijer. People thinking something wrong, but we both just crying. It's just like, then I got off the phone with her, then I called my dad, and we FaceTime, and I'm like, bro, guess what? And he's like, what? And then I'm like, I'm signed. Then he's like, he was so excited. And like I said, he's my biggest fan now. And then he was like, that's what I'm talking about. And then he's like, what? And he already like, what's next? What we got to do? And I'm like, man, I don't know yet. We ain't getting nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? But he already on it and stuff. But he like, man, this is a long time coming. Like, he like, you should have been signed. And he's like, but he was like, but I understand the business. You need the right eyes on you.
Yeah.
And you bet it on yourself, and you did it. And gave me the dad speech, proud of you, and all that type stuff. But he was like, I knew when I seen you wrestle, I knew you can do it. Because he was trying to get me. He stay in Texas. He was trying to get me to move down there. He thinking if I move down there, I have a better opportunity. And I'm like I get it, but I'm like, it don't work like that. Like it is way different, and it's like it's not. Like if it's a bigger promotion, like a bigger indie promotion, I can understand that. But I'm like, I just need the right eyes. If I can get the right eyes, I'm good. But yeah, he was excited, and not everybody is like, just like it's weird because it's like some fake love coming with this too. Like it's a lot of fake love. I'm like, bro, I ain't talked to you in like.
See, you touched on it. I wasn't gonna go there, but I'm gonna ask. That was my next question too, because like I said, I've seen it on your page and all that. And no knock. I'm never gonna say no names, but I will say this: I was at a show with Johnny Bravo a couple years ago, and I was talking to him about something, and he was like, "Well, if you knew how many people that never said shit to me before, but when I got signed to Impact, start, hey John, how's it going?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said." I would never just dog nobody today, but that's real. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He told me that years ago. So on that side, because this is still a business. And by the way, let me say it again, if I didn't say it, salute to you, man. Congratulations, especially being a young brother doing this, man, because when I came around, there was not a whole lot of brothers in the in indie wrestling doing their doo-wop, man. And right now I'm seeing guys like you and Isaiah Bronner, man, even my guy LJ, still doing your thing. That black excellence thing is real. And we're going to talk about that in a second, too. But how you going to handle being able to tell what's real love and what's, what I'm saying?
Right.
Can I get on your coattail to get the impact?
It's funny. I seen a guy, and it just pissed me off. But I seen a guy, and he was like, how you been? I'm like, cool, man. He like, anything new? And I'm like, yeah, I just got signed. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, the Impact. He's like, cool. This guy pulled out a business card with his gimmick name and all his information. It was like, hey, man, do they still keep the same people traveling with them? I'm like, I don't know. They're like, man, when you get there, give them my card. Tell them I'm a good guy. But I'm like, are you serious? Like, this is crazy. You know what I mean? So, like, I just walked off. I threw the card away. If he sees this thing, he know who he is. So I ain't gonna say his name, but I don't give a damn. But that made me mad, man. I was so mad. But yeah, there's a lot of people just coming at me, just saying, "Oh, I knew you can do it." Blah 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 blah. Like, man, shut up.
I can imagine, man.
But I know the real love though. All my family hit me up, and they so happy. They like, oh, you find, like dreams. I'm glad you stuck with it because it was moments that I was like, man, I'm about to, call it quits, man. And it's just like, I'm like, maybe it ain't it, but I was like, man, don't do that. Just stay with it. I'll be 37 this year.
Okay.
So but I feel good though. It ain't like I'm just, my body breaking down, but I feel good. But it was just like, maybe I need to go a different route. And then once I seen that, I'm like, man, just do it. So now that I'm in it, now it's like I fell in love again. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that makes sense.
For sure.
And it's just like, my grandma called me. It always feel good when your granny call you. Baby, I knew you could do it. I knew you was wanted to be a wrestler since you was little. And like I said, I watched it with my granddad with the Warrior and Hogan. But they so excited. My granddad watches Impact, and he was like, "Man, I watch that every day. Like every time it comes on." So that's cool. So now he can see me when I debut and all that type of stuff. So it's cool, man. It's just, but I'm so like I don't know how to feel, man. I think once I get there, it'll be different. But now it's just like anxiety is just like,
And that leads to my next question, man. Impact Wrestling, especially in the last 2 or 3 years, been really on a upswing, like a really up trajectory, man. I mean, I talked to a lot of guys, and they like, some of them watch that more than they watch some of them other quote unquote big promotions, man.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for when you step in that locker room? I know you know how to respect the locker room, but are you ready for the pressure of being a television wrestling star? It's not just we do the, how it is in Michigan and around the country. Oh, they say we're doing a TV taping and it'd be on public access maybe one time. You know what I'm saying? At 3 in the morning, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, or on YouTube, they try to sell us a TV taping thing. Yeah. But now you actually on real TV, dog. Are you ready to go ahead and transform into not just a pro wrestler, but a television star as well?
Hey man, I'm ready, man. I like the pressure. That's what makes diamonds. That's why I'm the black diamond. I love the pressure, and like I might be scared and nervous now, but like I said, once I get there, then it's game on. I don't got no other choice. That's just like I'm looking at it like before a match. I'm always nervous before a match. To this day, I'm scared. I don't know why it happened. And then as soon as my music hit and I go out the curtains, that's a different story. You would never know that I was just scared 5 minutes ago. So I'm ready for the I'm blessed to have this opportunity, and I'm ready to seize this opportunity. I'm ready to show everybody what I've been trying to show them for the past 7 years, on a bigger scale now, so I'm ready, brother. I'm ready as can be.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, right now, we're going to shift gears for a second and do one of the segments of the show. This is called the mark out moment. Now, the mark out moment is this. I'm not saying you go, oh my God, and run and get an autograph for somebody. But that moment that you was in some locker room at some show that you actually were working on, and you like, damn, I can't believe me, who grew up where I grew up at, is in the room on the same show. What was your mark out moment since you've been in the business?
Now you got me thinking, because it was somebody. I'll tell you who Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump. It was like I seen him, and then and like a lot of wrestlers, like I'm 5'10", I'm 5'9.5", but I said I'm 5'10". But it's a lot of people. Like when you look on TV, man, they be looking huge and like, big. Then you see him in person, you be like, man, what the hell? But Big Papa Pump, that dude is big as heck, man. He's still like, you see him and you be like, get out his way and stuff. But I think it was Big Papa Pump and Kevin Nash. I was like, man, this is some crazy stuff. And then the one who was cool though, like those two guys, they were pretty cool. But the one who was real cool and down to earth was God damn. Its name is right there. Ho Train.
Godfather.
Godfather. God, I don't know how I forgot that. That dude is the realest dude, bro. Like, he's so cool. Like, he is the coolest thing. He'll tell you stories, give you advice. You're like, man, don't do that. Back in the day, it was just about the whole, all the,
Right.
But yeah, but the Godfather though, that dude cool. Cody Rhodes was cool, but he was like, he wasn't like, that's when he just got fired, and then he was on the Indies, and then that's when he was getting big. Like, he was still cool though. He was real cool. But I say Big Papa Pump and Kevin Nash though. That's what got me. I was like, get the hell out of here.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, like I said, I did want to talk about earlier, like I said, that the black excellence portion of this, man. Because like I said, I'm seeing it now, man. Like I said, I'm proud of so many of you guys, man. How does it feel? I remember what they said when they talked to Kofi and he won the championship, and just saying that it's people like him that wherever they was raised up at, you know what I'm saying? It showed that you could do this no matter what people think off top or whatever. How does it feel, man, being able to just represent like this, bro?
Man, it do feel good. I ain't even gonna hold you up. It feels good because it's not a lot of African American men or women that's into wrestling. I'll say they think it's just a joke or whatever, and I'm like, man, this junk is legit, and but like, we need more females. Like, so ladies, if you're watching, we need more female wrestlers of African American female wrestlers. But it does, man. It feels good. I'm not gonna say everyone's against us or whatever, but it's a little harder. It's like we gotta show off a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it sucks, but it would never be equal. Like,
Right.
that's what anything though. But you just don't give up. My thing is, don't give up. If it's something you want to do it. Like, with any profession, if that's something you want to do, just do it. And don't let nobody say you can't do it, because you can do, like the little saying growing up, you can be whatever you want to be. Just whatever you put your mind to. And that's the God honest truth. You can be whatever you want to be. You just got to put in the work.
Now, since you touched on that, and you talked to him a little bit earlier, I want you to look dead in that camera. I want you to talk dead into that microphone. Some of the younger guys you see in the business right now, tell me a few of them that you like that's coming up, that's doing a doo-wop. But also, I want you to give them some advice.
Okay. Who I'm liking right now? I like his name Solo. You heard of Solo?
Yep.
Solo's my guy. That guy, like, you know how you see something, you go and you like basketball. Like, you see a rookie and you're like, man, he gonna be dope in like 4 years. Like that man, that's Solo. Like, it might not even take 4 years. It might take next year. He might,
Word,
he just gotta surround himself with the right, I don't want to say old heads, but the right veterans, to give him the right guidance. And that's one thing I like to, me and my guys from Death Threat Army, we like to do. We like to, because we didn't have it when we was coming up. And we didn't have people coming up to us and say, hey, this is what you need to do. You can do this better, So now when we see the younger guys, we be like, hey, we help them out with move sets. We tell them, hey, don't do this. You do not, because we don't want you to follow the same steps we follow,
Right.
So but my advice, just listen, and listen, like, set up, tear down. Like, you don't even necessarily have to do a complete setup, tear down, because if it's a lot of people. I'm not gonna say don't set up, tear down, but you know what I'm saying? There's other stuff to set up and tear down. You got the chairs, you got, they watch, like, promoters be watching, seeing who do stuff, and keep training. keep training, keep thinking of new things, innovative travel. Don't just stay at one promotion. I know loyalty is a lot, but you gotta get out there. And because if you stay at one promotion, you're not gonna get better. If that it's because you wrestling the same people. You gotta wrestle different people to learn different styles.
Yep.
And that's important too, to learn some different styles, because you gotta learn somebody might be way bigger than you. Now you gotta learn big man, little man style. You gotta learn, what I'm saying? It might be a technical wrestler. You gotta learn some technical stuff. Like my thing, I try to learn everything because I don't want nobody to think they got the upper hand on me. You know?
Hey, that's
Like,
real though.
that.
That's real, man. Shit, your first match was against Jason Platinum, so you had to learn.
Right.
Man,
So I had to think about, how can I get this dude down? Oh, I'm gonna go to his knees. You know,
Right.
all that.
And looking back, that's good they put you against that, because you had to think in your first match. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You had to think in your very first match. What could you do to make it believable, man? Man, that's what's up, dog. And I'm not gonna hold you up all night, but I want to go to the final segment. The final segment is called Ring the Bell. That's when I give you 60 seconds. You can talk about anything. You can give some advice. You can tell them, check out your merch table. Shit, you can tell me what you ate this morning. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do. But right now, Black Diamond, Jack Price, I need you to ring the bell.
Hey, man, you can go to Pro Wrestling Tees /Black Diamond. I got merch on there. You can go to the Facebook page, Jack Price. You can check out my crew, Death Threat Army. My man Alex, Adam, Aaron Orion, Tommy Vendetta, or Isaiah Bronner, Kenji, and we out here, man. My man Aaron Orion, I'm plugging XICW. He the XICW champ. He finna wrestle Charlie Haas for the title. So that's something special right there. So just check us out, man, and keep supporting. If y'all supporting, stay supporting. If you're not supporting, get on the train, because we all about to blow up. I'm here now, but I'm trying to bring my whole crew with me. You know what I'm saying? So Death Threat Army, just look out for us.
That's what's up, man. Y'all check that out. But wait a minute, I gotta say this. Earlier today, you said I don't do the Rock promo whoop-de-whoop thing. That boy been talking. That boy been talking all night. Don't give me that, man. You should have went out for the Rock's promo challenge thing he did a couple years ago, dog. Come on, man. That boy can talk, man.
I can, but I'm so shy, man. I just got to get that out. Bravo said, I cannot wait to work with you, because I know what you can do, and I'm gonna bring it out of you. I'm like, damn.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, I do want to say this also. Obviously, you're going to go to Impact, but I know they still allow guys to do shows as well, if I'm not mistaken, correct? If you want to go ahead and put it out there once more time, your contact information, if anybody want to book you, or would they have to go through Impact? How does that work?
That's a good one. You can hit me at Ahui, the letter A, then my last name, my government. So HOEY, then the number 607 at yahoo.com. Or you can reach me on the Facebook, on my Facebook Jack Price page, and inbox me with that. All the contact info is on there. As far as like once I'm in there, I don't know how that works. I don't know, but as right now, I can still do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what's up.
Get me now.
That's what's up. And y'all heard him. And we're gonna get rid of that old ass Yahoo email though. It's 2022. We're gonna switch it up. I'm messing with you, dog.
Hey, you can do the same name and then at gmail.com. I got a Gmail too.
He really didn't want to tell y'all it's actually AOL.com. Bruh. I want to say thank you very much, man. Don't go nowhere, because I want to do something with you after the show. Hold on for a second. But I do want to thank you guys. Yo, we had a dope show right here, man. Y'all caught this man before we can't get a hold of him. You understand what I'm talking about? You got Black Diamond Jack Price early. What my boy Fat Joe say? Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Right.
Hey, hit Fat Joe up so you can use that. I mean, price.
Right.
Just
Right.
saying.
Right.
I mean, that's the plug right there, baby. That's
Right.
money.
Right.
But
right.
real talk, y'all. Like I said, thank you as always for watching and listening to the show, man. Go ahead. Y'all heard him. He gave y'all the information how to get a hold of him. Check out all his past matches on YouTube, wherever you can find him. If he comes to your town, make sure y'all go check him out, man. That's Black Diamond, Jack Price, man. And as far as us right here, the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders Podcast, you know what to do. Sub us up, share it, tag your friends, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, all the platforms. Check us out. You know, I'm always on there clowning. You can go ahead and add me on Facebook. I'm a goofball. I'm going to just tell you ahead of time.
Yeah.
But you can, it's just me. It is. But go ahead and add me up, man. But anyway, thank you guys very much as always. And I will check you out next time on the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders Podcast, a.k.a. The Whip Show. Take care, guys.